the audience please rise in honor of our graduates and remain standing through the presentation of the colors.
Honor guard, attention! Forward, march! Honor guard, halt! Present, arm!
Oh, say, can you sing by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes sent bright stars through the perilous fight? O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
be seated.
My name is Chandler Vincent, and when I was in high school, my freshman year, I didn't see a purpose for school and I was going to drop out. And that's when I discovered a welding program at UBATC, and that's where I found my passion for welding. This passion has brought me to owning a business at the age of 16, and it also led me to this past month winning the U.S. welding trials, where I have the opportunity to represent the United States of America in Abu Dhabi this October.
My name is Tara Gautam. I'm from Nepal. I had the opportunity to come to United States. The oil and gas industry was very interested to me, and I had to be part of it. I completed the petroleum technology program 5 years ago, and now I'm back in automation program. Does not matter who you are and where you are coming from, UBATC always helps you wherever you want to go.
I'm Jacob Spears, and I'm in the automotive program at UBATC. I love this because I get to work with my hands and I don't have to sit in a desk. And I'm on track to get my certificate for graduation.
My name is Lorena Taguv. I enrolled in the Office Professional program to better my career. What I like about the class was it was really hands-on, the instructor was amazing, and I really enjoyed taking the Excel class. Because of the skills I learned at the UBATC, I am now an administrative assistant at the Ute Tribe Wetlands.
Hi, my name is Chandler Jorgensen. Growing up, I enjoyed working in the wood shop with my grandpa. I find myself currently enrolled in the cabinetry program at the UBATC. I just really enjoy all the hands-on experiences that the class has to offer.
My name is Carl Carlson. I have a mechanical engineering degree. With the changes in the economy, I've had to retool my skill set, so I decided to enroll in the civil technology program at UBATC. Now I'm gainfully employed with a local employer using the skills I've learned, and I'm excited for my future.
My name is Jet Critton. I'm in the carpentry program at the UBATC. The skills that I've learned in this class will help me in my life as far as framing and finishing, use it as a job or just build my own thing so I don't have to have other people do it for me. I'm on track for when I graduate. Not only will I get my high school diploma, I will get a certification from the carpentry program here at the UBATC.
My name is Miriam Wizenant, and since I wanted to get an early start in my education, I was able to enroll for the CNA program here as a junior in high school and get my certificate as a nursing assistant. My sister is also here as a medical assistant, and so we've been able to just learn the medical field together. It's been really great because I've always felt very passionate about helping people. And I wanted to be able to reach out and to just help them have a higher quality in life.
My name is Rachel Landry. Because of the economy, I wanted a career change into a more stable industry. I enrolled into the pharmacy technician program. It has been by far the best education program I have ever done. I loved my experience, my instructor was great, and because of the skills I have learned at UBATC, I am now a pharmacy technician at Stewart's Pharmacy.
My name is Brian Ballou. I was lucky enough to be in the first petroleum technology course. I got introduced to this by taking some courses in the petroleum classes. I'm currently in the oil and gas chemical industry, I really enjoyed taking the course because it allowed me to learn more about things that I hadn't ever studied on or had any knowledge about.
My name is Courtney McKee, and I've had family members in the culinary industry and loved my grandma's cooking. So I decided I needed to advance my skills. I was excited when I saw UBATC offering culinary arts, and I immediately enrolled. I enjoy creating food that brings people together.
My name is Jessica Wisenant. When I was 16 years old, my baby brother was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And the difference that it made in his life once we started to be able to get the attention that he needed really impacted me. So when I was starting to look for job opportunities and to further my education, then the medical assistant program here at the UBATC really caught my attention.
I'm Robert Sorbonne. My family lives in Duchesne, so I had to ride 5 buses to get here and back home to be able to go to the UBATC. I was happy to hear that I could take college classes for free being under the age of 18. In media design, I've learned how to make websites, movies, and 3D models. I've really enjoyed all my classes here at the UBATC.
My name is Whitney Leffler. My original goal was to pursue a career in criminal justice, but the employment opportunities were low. I completed the practical nursing program at UBATC last year, and I decided throughout the program that nursing was definitely where I was meant to be. I'm currently employed at UBMC in the emergency department as their triage nurse, and my end goal is to become a registered nurse. I enjoyed that my nursing education was right here in the Basin and that I received local scholarships to help pay for my program.
My name is Devin Claiborne. I recently enrolled in the UBATC CDL program. During the class, we drive all over, including in the oil field. We get a lot of experience on the road. We also get a lot of experience working on the trucks. Every morning we're out checking the trucks, making sure they're good to go. I'm grateful for all of this experience that I've received, and I'm excited to apply it in the real world for an employer so I can provide for my family.
My name is Derek Kearney. I served as a Marine in the United States Marine Corps. I did one tour in Afghanistan, and my service ended in 2014. My father is in law enforcement and played an important role in my decision to pursue my career in law enforcement. One of my favorite things that UBATC provided going through the police academy was to work with actual law enforcement from the surrounding area. Because of this partnership, I have the confidence in my training and future employment as a law enforcement officer.
Please join with me in a round of applause for our 2017 graduates. I'm Aaron Waite, President of the Innovation Applied Technology College. Welcome and thank you for being here tonight to support our graduates. I'd like to begin by thanking the Vernal Police Department for their stirring presentation of the colors, as well as Cassie Jones for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. We also wish to thank the many hands here at the Conference Center who worked so hard to make this possible, as well as UNA County and the Impact District for their financial support of tonight's event. We'd also like to thank VTV for their coverage of tonight's event and the recording of this ceremony. I would like to recognize with us today on the stand the Commissioner of Technical Education for the state of Utah, Dr. David Wolstenhume. We are pleased to have him here with us, as well as dedicated local and government leaders from throughout our community. Leaders in business and industry, educational administrators, and other special guests who support the college. Seated on the stand behind me are members of our board of directors. I would like to personally thank them for their dedicated service to technical education in UNA Basin. I would like to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Sidney Smith, who will be speaking with us later in our ceremony. On behalf of our board of directors, faculty, and staff, welcome and congratulations, 2017 graduates. We are especially honored to have many of our graduating students with us here tonight. We realize there are numerous individuals behind every student. To their parents, spouses, children and friends, we salute you. We also wish to honor the many UBATC students who have completed programs who are not with us tonight, who are employed. Tonight, we celebrate the graduation of 466 students who will have earned nearly 500 UBATC program certificates. We also recognize the accomplishments of others we have served in the past year. To give you an idea of who those students are, let me provide you with this statistical student data report. This year, we have served 1,635 secondary students. 1,249 students have received an occupational upgrade. 1,231 students have received custom fit training, providing service for some 123 UNIVASIN companies. Have attended the UBATC in a lifelong learning class. We express our gratitude to our UBATC team members. They work diligently every day to change the lives of our students. With the faculty and staff here to my right, please stand and share a warm, heartfelt expression of gratitude from our audience members and graduates. We also express our gratitude to our many sponsoring partners, the Ute Tribe Higher Education, Department of Workforce Services, Division of Rehabilitation, the Hughes Foundations, the Crescent Point Annuity Scholarship, the UBATC Foundation Scholarship, the Duchesne County Resident Scholarship Program, and the Uinta County Resident Scholarship Program. Many of our adult students would not have been able to attend without their financial contributions. Tonight, graduates, we celebrate your success. As I begin my remarks to you this evening, I would like to share with you what I have observed. Your determination to succeed has been inspiring. Many of you will shortly enter the workforce, while others of you will continue on your studies at the university. I have observed your focus and feel confident in saying your future is bright. Tonight marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life. What will this chapter be titled? What story will this chapter tell? Your future holds the answers to these questions as your decisions determine its content. Your UBATC experience leaves you well positioned to enter the workforce, equipped with specialized skills, allowing you to follow your dreams. You have invested wisely in investing in a technical education. Some of you have even been recognized as the best in your field in the state of Utah. You will now enjoy a variety of job opportunities. Because of you, the Uinta Basin, the state of Utah, our great nation, will enjoy hospitals with trained nurses, nurse assistants, medical assistants, and pharmaceutical technicians. Because of you, the energy industry will continue to safely provide us with products that fuel our lives. Because of you, our food supply will be produced, delivered, and professionally prepared. Because of you, homes will be safely built and beautifully finished. Because of you, the transportation we depend on will remain reliable. Because of you, business will flourish and quality will increase. Because of you, objects will be shaped, bridges will be built, and infrastructure will remain in place. Because of you, our streets will be safe. Yes, because of you, our world will be better. In conclusion, I extend my congratulations to each of you. We celebrate your success today. Remember 3 things. Dream big, plan big, and move forward. Your story is about to be written. Next, we will be privileged to hear from 2 of our students. Carl Carlson, a current student in our Civil Technology program, and Kendra Jones, our Student of the Year and a recent graduate of our Medical Assisting program. Following our students, it will be my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker.
My name is Carl Carlson, and I'm a Civil Technology student at UBATC. It's a pleasure to be able to speak to you tonight. I first want to thank the faculty and administration of UBATC for giving me this opportunity. In the spring of 2005, my wife Linnell and I moved to Vernal to begin our new life together as a newlywed couple. I had a job in an oil field service company working as a field engineer and as an engineering department manager. We purchased a home on 5 acres and began building our life together and growing our family. We are blessed with 2 boys, Logan 11 and Caleb 8, who now keep us busy with all their school activities and extracurricular activities. As most of you may know, working in the oil field around Vernal can be challenging at times, but it's actually very rewarding. The crews you work with and the company men you work for are some of the best folks anywhere. I really enjoyed my career using my mechanical engineering degree whenever possible to provide solutions to everyday problems. I guess you could say I was living the good life, but the good life doesn't last forever. I had developed skills in nearly every area of their pumping services business, was confident in many others, and had many connections with company men throughout the industry. So why was I let go in August of 2015 after nearly 20 years of oil service? Yep, once again it was an oil field bust, and this time it affected me. It was unimaginable to me that my career was over and I was unemployed, and facing the prospect of losing my home and having to move my family somewhere where my kids were not born and my friends didn't live. We'd have to start all over. I remember thinking, I'm nearly 50 years old and out of work. What am I going to do now? My story to this point is probably not unlike many of yours or those that you know, and unfortunately, what many of you will experience sometime in your life. I consider myself a Christian man, although I don't go to church as often as I should, but I believe God plays a hand in the direction of my life. I believe He directs me down paths of opportunity and introduces me to people who can have a positive influence. I wasn't out of work more than a month when I was offered a job that would allow me to continue providing for my family and to remain in Vernal. There were so many people applying for jobs at that time, God had to be looking out for me. At some point during my year with this new job, I was tasked with following a mechanical engineer around that stopped by to look at some piping that needed replaced. I asked him what someone with my degree and skills needed to do to get a job like he had. One of the things he said was I needed to learn AutoCAD. Around this time, my wife also introduced me to an engineer that works for an engineering firm here in Vernal, and he said his company actually requires the use of AutoCAD. So it seemed like I knew what I had to do if I wanted to get back to an engineering career outside of the oil field. But where was I going to learn this skill? Not long after I met these 2 gentlemen, I saw a newspaper ad for civil technology classes offered at UBATC. Right then, I decided to enroll in the class and begin learning the skills I needed for a new career. Not long after enrolling in the civil technology classes in August 2016, I was hired by a local engineering firm as a civil engineer
using the skills I'm learning in class. I'm thankful for the scholarships offered by UBATC that allow me to attend school without additional financial burden. I'm also thankful for the love and support of my family, who don't see me more than 1 to 2 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, while I work and attend classes. Without their support and sacrifice, I would not be standing in front of you today telling my story. For you graduates out there that are beginning a new career or continuing a career with new skills, be confident in your ability to overcome life's difficulties. Continue to educate yourself to remain ahead of the competition. Take on new obstacles with the assurance that you are equipped with the necessary tools and have the capability to achieve great heights. Thank you, God bless, and good luck.
Congratulations, graduates! I am so excited for you. You guys have so many opportunities and paths and roads in front of you, and I'm absolutely elated for you. As I was introduced, my name is Kendra Jones Curtis. I am a 2015 graduate from the Medical Assisting Program. My little story, I moved to the Uinta Basin in May of 2015. I found a job right away, and a couple months later, I lost said job. I didn't worry about it at first because I can get a job, it won't be a problem. But what I didn't realize is how hard this economy had been hit, and that the demand and supply were not balanced at all. So I was cool for a little while. But then as bills started to pile up, I realized that I needed to do something and do something fast. I was, 20 years out of high school, and the idea of going to school was absolutely terrifying. But I did it. I did a little quick Google search and landed on the UBATC website and found phlebotomy. Now they offer phlebotomy, nighttime classes, but then they didn't. It was only in conjunction with medical assisting. So I worked up the courage, and it took me maybe an hour or two to finally make the phone call, and I did, and Jim called me back like 5 minutes later and was scheduled for entrance testing the next day. I went in scared because, again, hadn't been in school for 20 years, passed my tests, and on Friday I found myself a college student, and terrified is not even, that doesn't even cover it. I walked into the class, and there were other students, and this awesome lady named Lee Lloyd. She hates when I point her out. But they became my family, and it became something, UBATC became my second home. It was natural to go there. Found out that phlebotomy wasn't exactly what I really wanted to do. While I still love poking people with needles, and I will do it at any given time, medical assisting became something that I needed to be in, and that was my calling. So we went out on externship in April, and every one of us was scared to death. And after our first day, we realized that UBATC and Miss Lee Lloyd had given us everything we needed to be successful. The hands-on training, everything, every skill, excuse me, that we needed was given to us. So we completed our externship. Actually, 3 days before I completed my externship and 3 weeks before I received my certifications, I gained employment at UBMC. UBATC changed my life. I was facing eviction, being sent to collections for bills, not being able to provide for myself or my family, and now I can do all of that. I plan on continuing my education, hopefully at UBATC. I know that there's some new classes coming up, and I'm pretty excited about. When Lee called me and said, "Hey, nominating you for Student of the Year, want to?" When Lee says "want to," that's not a question. You're doing it. And so, and I know they all know it. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll try this out. Thought I totally blew it. Don't remember anything from my Student of the Year interview. but I got it, and I am absolutely thrilled with this opportunity to be able to go out and reach out to people and let them know what UBATC has to offer and how much it can change your life. So to recent graduates, if you guys plan on continuing your education, go for it. Don't be afraid. You obviously just did some little bit of education. Those of you in the crowd, the rest of you, all the families and friends that are out there, if you are unhappy with the way your career is going or where you are in life, don't be afraid to make that change. Call Jim at UBATC. He'll help you out. There's so many things out there and so many options that you can make your life happy and be able to go out and do the things that you really want to do. Again, graduates, so proud of you. Congratulations. And thanks to everybody for coming out to support our graduates.
Thank you, Carl and Kendra. Let's give them a round of applause for their good work. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you tonight our keynote speaker, Mr. Sidney Smith. Sidney Smith was born and raised in Provo, and for the past 4 years has called his home Vernal. He and his wife moved their young family from Lake Powell. Sidney is in the hospitality industry. He received his associate's degree in business management from BYU, Idaho, went on to obtain his bachelor's degree in hospitality management from Utah Valley University. His heart has always been in hospitality. Even while working his way through college, he managed the travel lodge. The Smiths have 3 children. When he isn't helping people feel right at home while they're away from home, Sidney is always on the go, spending his free time fishing, hunting, and is a triathlete. He also enjoys swimming, running, biking, and sometimes all at once. Please welcome Sidney Smith.
Thank you, President Waite and the faculty and UBATC staff for having me here out today. I just want to congratulate those that are graduating today and hitting a milestone in your life. Well, in case you guys didn't notice as I came up here today, there's something different about me physically, about my appearance. And yes, you're correct, he is wearing shorts to graduation and he needs to shave. I want to tell you a little brief story about how I lost my legs. I was born with a progressive genetic disorder called Charcot-Marie tooth, also known as CMT. Basically, I was born with normal feet and a normal body, but as I go older, the disease started to progress and break down and deform and became very painful in my nerves, my muscles, my bones, especially in my feet. By age 12, my feet doctors performed an unsuccessful surgery, my first one, and then did about 10 more off and on until I hit about 18. I received some giant leg braces growing up, and kind of similar to what Forrest Gump wore. And ironically, it was about the same time when the movie came out, so every kid at recess would always say, "Run, Sidney, run!" I still wanted to be active as a kid. I swam in high school and some in college. I still enjoy and did a lot as a kid. I hunted and fished, hiked, camped, did the best with what I had. Slowly, the disease of CMT came on a destruction path until about the age of 31, where I could barely walk. I was walking around for about 6 years with broken bones, arthritis, ulcers, blisters. Basically, my heel, where it normally is on a person, had rolled over and I was walking on my ankles. Very painful and discouraging. And by the time I saw a foot specialist out in Provo, I knew by the look in his face that he had some bad news for me, and that he didn't want to tell me that I was going to have to lose my feet. It was a very scary time in my life. I was very afraid, because here I am not only trying to live my life, but I had a job that I needed to keep and a family that I needed to feed. Plus, even though I have a lot of gray hair, I guess, I still feel young enough that I have a whole lot of life left in me. But let me tell you something about fear. Never let fear decide your future. Your largest fear will carry your largest growth. So I decided at that point, when the doctor told me I was going to lose my feet, I was going to have them done one at a time. That way I could be more mobile, get to and from the hospital, to work, etc. Then unfortunately the first amputation was a disaster. I got phantom limb pain, which those that may not know that it is basically it feels like my feet are there and someone's hurting it, but I can't stop them, or I can't stop it. And first and worst of all, about 10 days after surgery, I got the stump was infected on my first amputation, and unfortunately the doctors had to go back in and redo some stuff. By this time, I was sick of hospital food. I was sick of the hospital period. No offense, nursing departments. 9 months later, I was still struggling with that first prosthetic, and it was very painful. It hurt to walk. So after tests and x-rays, the doctors noticed and discovered that the infection that I had from the beginning caused my bones in my limb to grow abnormally, and they actually had to go in and redo it and amputate more. This, at this point, was my rock bottom. I still had another leg to go, and I had to go back and redo the first one. I remember driving home from Provo on Highway 40 and crossing the bridge at Seneca Reservoir Starvation Reservoir, and seeing a tanker truck come by and just hoping and praying that that truck might hit me. You see, rock bottom sucks. As many of you here know what rock bottom's like, and it does suck. I was afraid. And that moment I thought would stay forever. I'm glad for it because it still sticks in my head. I remember at that moment there was a little sound in the back of my head. It was a sound of a little pitter-patter. And it was the sound of my little girl, who I have now, running through the house, just learning to run happily. And it was just enough in my head to know that I could move forward. And that's all I needed to push forward and move on, and I'm so glad I did. So I ask you, what is your pitter-patter? What is the sound in your head that will keep you moving? Rock bottom is a beautiful start. It can be. But hitting it doesn't mean that you have to stay there. You've all survived at this point 100% of everything in your life so far. And there's a pretty good chance that you're going to continue to survive whatever's coming next. When you hit the bottom and survive there, there's very few things in your life that will scare you. So I decided to take life feet first, no pun intended, and have my revision amputation on my left and my right at the same time. Just get it over with. And this time, it went way better. I spent a lot of time in the rehab facility at the hospital, and got some time to watch TV, and one day the Ironman World Championship on NBC was on, and I just thought that was the most amazing thing. It was a huge triathlon. For those that don't know what the Ironman is, it's basically a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, and a marathon 26.2 mile run, all in one day. I thought to myself, I could never do that, not at all. I was so moved by the stories and the people competing in the race that it's just something I wanted to do. But briefly, for a moment, the camera on the television did a B-roll on a guy actually participating in a race with a prosthetic, and I was hooked. I knew at that moment that was my dream. That's what I wanted to do, and I'm going to do it. So I began training in the pool. As soon as I got out, this doctor says stitches are good. Later, I got my prosthetics, and for the first time, they were feeling great. I could walk great. It only took a few months, actually, to feel comfortable, but a lot better than before. Still a lot of work. I did my first triathlon sprint distance, which was about a half a mile, swam a 12-mile bike and a 5K, just only 5 months after my amputations. I did a few more, and then I did the local race here in town, the Dino Tri, the Olympic distance, which was about twice as long. And now, as I've been working all winter long and spring, I'm moving up to the next step, which is the half Ironman distance this Saturday in St. George with 70.3 miles, which is 1.2 miles swim, 56-mile bike, and half marathon of 13 miles. See, triathlon training is really hard. It's an endurance thing, and that's kind of where I've learned in my life that endurance is what gets you going, gets you moving. Fighting for my dream has taken a huge sacrifice in my life. So what is your dream? If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes your sacrifice. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Make yourself stronger than your excuses. Let me say that again. Make yourself stronger than your excuses. At this point, has life been easy for me? Is it easy for me now? Not really. Some days are good. Even now, there's still struggles I deal with prosthetics as an amputee. But we're all in it together. We're all going to find moments in life where it's going to get hard. But does life even get easier? Not really. We just get better at living. We get better at it. Have I been a better person because of it? I hope so. At least I hope my wife thinks so. Am I going to have failures still? Absolutely. Hate to break it to you guys. I know this is a great moment, but you guys are going to have failures as well. At some point. But that's okay. Because every bit of success can come without failure. Can't come without failure. It doesn't matter if you fail. What matters is you're getting your butt up and hammering hard. Keep going. Don't worry about failures. Worry about the chances you will miss when you don't even try. So get out there and take some chances. Take a lot of them. Because honestly, no matter where you end up with or who or wherever, it's going to be the way that it should be. Your mistakes and failures are going to make who you are. See, I love my life now. There's some perks of being an amputee, such as I don't get cold feet when I go fishing. I can be as tall as I want when I play basketball. I don't worry about stubbing my toe. And best of all, I have an excuse to say no when President Waite wants to go get pedicures. I just again want to thank President Waite and the UBAT staff for all that they do for the community. I had the pleasure to assist in their HR Essentials courses, be able to teach some of the students here. And just a neat facility, neat program in a rural Utah. I mean, it's just a jewel. At the Vernal campus, the Roosevelt campus, it's just a neat opportunity that you guys are going to have, and I'm so glad that you're out here to go through that. I also want to thank my wife and my kids and my friends and my employer and the community for helping me, supporting me financially, emotionally, and physically. And thanks again for the opportunity, and congratulations again, and keep pushing on. Thank you.
Sydney told my secret. Thank you, Sydney, for your words of inspiration. It's been a pleasure to hear your story tonight. We'll now proceed with the presentation of our graduate certifications. The following students have received certificates in medical assistant. Cassidy Lamb. Leslie Gavin. Patricia Allred. Ryan Castro. Cassidy Thompson. Carly Hayden. Tasha Nilsson. Tiffany Rowe. Madison Homer. Chelsea Hewitt. following students have received certificates in practical nursing. Austin Woolard. Trina Perez Bird. Whitley Lisenby. Harmony Coleman. Marva Hedgecock. Anna Cumby. Sarah Meinrod. Kaylee Tomino. Melanie Escalante. Sarah Raber. Catherine Marie Chandler. Whitney Roth. Kristen Kay. Faith Gordon. Rachel Benson. Mackenzie Snow. Nathaniel Johnson. Marcy Duke. Madison Proven. Harley Williams. Jessica Spenlove. Madison Farnsworth. The following students have received their certificates in pharmacy technician. Madison Adams. Sydney Thomas. Alexa Hansen. Erica Perry. Mandy Gallegos. Caitlin Cook. Brandy Allred. Velvet Stevenson. Adeline Connolly. Coleman Miles. Following students have received their certificates in nursing assistant. Anish Walker. McKinley Price. Taza Claiborne. Ariane Roberts. Shandy Coyle. Shaylee Workman. Emily Reedhead. Sadie Billings. Emily Dixon. Brianna Allred. Lexi Christensen. Kennedy Taylor. David Allen. Rosalind Gray. Talina Segovia. Trimina Nisa Milwaukee. Nicole Hawkinson. Lindy Cox. Cheyenne Collishaw. Anastasia Hurley. Hayden Powell. Emily Harrison. Carly Swearingen. Samantha Van Leuven. Amanda Crowther. Brittany Hardinger. China King. Brittany Moberg. Anjali Chahari.
Thank you.
Callie Esplin. Marissa Foote. Kyrie Merrill. Sadie Gardner. Dana Shivers. Kylie Whitmore. Junior Flores. Mackenzie Estes. Kenley Scott. J.C. Henline. Cassandra Gibson. Savannah Davis. Sierra Dawkins. Michaela Parker. Jordan Mold. Diane Huffman. B&A G. Melissa Trumbley. Victoria Wagner. Tasha Harrell. The following students have received certificates in Business Administrative Support. Linda Morgan. Darcy Flores. The following students have received their certificates in Accounting Technician. Karina Sam. Mary Nilsson. Lisa Guerin. Brianne Brinkerhoff. The following students have received their certificates in Accounting Basics. Irma Contreras Torres. The following students have received their certificates in Office Professional. Shelley Slaw. Dina Joslin. Roslavla Gutierrez. Janet Edelman. Lorena Garcia. Andrea Johnson. Misty Nilsson. Angelina George. Juliana Quickett. Robin Hopkins. Ashley Shelton. Carissa Graham. The following students have received their certificates in Media Design. Jordy Pena. Justin Murray. Austin Murray, sorry. Robert Sorbonne. Michael Pittman. Following students have received their certificates in Culinary Arts. Billy Sue Perry. Corey Evans. Sherwood Kutch. Courtney McKee. The following students have received their certificates in Fundamentals of Automation. Tara Gotum. Bradley Blanchard.
following student has received their certificate in petroleum technology. Nathan Rawlings. The following students have received their certificate in automotive maintenance and light repair. Taylor Hawk. Bailey Bentley. Jessica Burke. Kendrick Reeves. Austin Murray. Cameron Manning. Benjamin Jenny. Ethan Cook. McKinnon Allen. Ethan Schoenfeld. Jared Runnels. Jaden Atwood. Braxton Stubbs. Karsten Lease. Jacob Spears. Saul Dawson. Jaron Kunis. The following students have received their certificates in auto technology. Trevor Kiek. Carlos Castro. Charles Lloyd. Kyla Lively. Isaac Wallace. The following students have received their certificates in heavy-duty diesel. Dylan Leffler. Carson Coombs. Dusty Jones. The following students have received their certificates in cabinetry. Mark Glancy. Kaylin Bertosh. Jeffrey Crozier. Tyler Subiante. Brandon McDonald. Cody Ewell. Chandler Jorgensen. Cole Bertosh. Joshua Costello. Kenneth Chiara. Christian Fawcett. Andrew Winterton. Caden Hopper. Jesse Taylor. The following students have received their certificates in carpentry. Tucker Tomlinson. Jet Critton. Carly Calvert. Laramie Bruff. Zachary Ewell. Kason Labrum. Kemry Spewen. Jared Hunting. Naomi Biquet. Gage Squire. Cyrus Brundage. Jason Zapata. Logan Tolbert. Travis Bradshaw. Logan McConkey. Bladen Forsyth. Braden Roberts. The following students have received their certificates in Post-Satellite Academy. Marshall Bingham. Leroy Davis. Misty Duncan. Dallin Knight. Brett Horricks. Cody Lewis. Walter Lincolnhoker. Luke Hadford. Daniel Bulow. Derek Kearney. Following students have received their certificates in welding. Bobby Searcy. Rocky Hancock. Jory Jelty. Shane Hushin. Ashley Crowther. Marley Holmes. Benche Kenny. Riley Smith. Cole Redding. Cordell Rich. Matthew Pierce. Dalton Murray. Kevin Holmes. Branson Ross. Brennan Brooks. Carson Webster. Anthony Byron. Jim Kane. Royal Hart. Brandon Shano. Gabriel Stone. Preston Cox. Justin Riley. Wyatt Evans. Kyle Carter. Blake Ivy. Mark O'Driscoll. Jordan Wynn. Brandon Swain. Gavin Bird. Mark Showalter. George Leba. Julian Ruiz. Joshua Vargas. Ralph Ivy. Reno Humphrey. Cody Warby. Braxton Rambo. Gavin Taylor. Travis Scott.
Please stand. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Utah, the Utah College of Applied Technology Board of Trustees, and the Board of Directors of the Innovation Applied Technology College, I confer upon you the certificates of completion as appropriate to the requirements you have met. Congratulations, UBATC Class of 2017. As we conclude today's ceremony, I leave you with these 3 words of inspiration penned by Walt Disney. Keep moving forward. Congratulations, UBATC class of 2017. These ceremonies now stand adjourned.
Yes!